JD Jr. How you doing, my guys? It is April 26th. We are in the middle of the NFL draft. We are in the middle of the NBA playoffs. We got a lot to talk about. How you guys doing? Jatano, what's going on, man? How you feeling down there?
Just feeling the glow, you know what I'm saying? It was trying to come live and direct out here in the Raleigh Hills of Portland, Oregon, ready to get this show on.
Raleigh Hills Drive 2024.
With some.
Hey, hold on. JT just got back from vacation though, so he's out here, getting it in. I told him he should have had more of a tan, but he can only get what he can get. Okay.
Yeah.
I'm ready to
What's
get it in
going
though,
on?
Chris.
That's what's up, man. Good to hear you got a little time off, Jatano. But hey, you came back just in time for a historic first round of the NFL draft with so many quarterbacks taken. I mean, there's a lot to talk about, but the main thing I think is the Falcons handcuffing Kirk Cousins without telling him. I have a take on it, but I want to hear, Junior, I want to hear what you think, man, because I think you have it out for Kirk Cousins. I think you like to pick on him, but I want to hear your take, my guy.
Hey, look, Kirk O'Chain's, whatever, man. He seems to be a funny guy. People seem to like him. I just think he's a mediocre ass quarterback, but whatever. I couldn't remember any precedents for that. I mean, I think we've seen some people draft quarterbacks when they've had like maybe an older quarterback, on the roster. So it's not unheard of, but the way that this went down was different. How could the Falcons not give the man a text message, heads up even, right? I mean, come on. Like you just paid this guy so much money and you're not going to give him a heads up. You're drafting a quarterback, what is universally considered a reach. Like Penix wasn't going to go that high. I mean, that was it was a reach of a pick in the first place. And they don't even warn the man. That's cold. And now I got to give a shout out, JD, our Las Vegas Raiders. We drafted Jackson Powers Johnson, right? He was a center at Oregon, but they're going to make him play at guard. But they called our current center, Andre James, and said, hey, we're about to take homeboy. Let you know we're playing him at guard. You're still our center. So
that's how you handle it. This sounds like good management by the Raiders. I don't know if anyone said that recently, but hey.
Hey, right? I mean, look, it's few and far between the Raiders doing things the right way sometimes, Chris. So I got to call it out when it happens, okay?
I bet. Hey, JD, talk to me about Cousins and the quarterbacks, and then we'll get a little Raiders rant in.
I believe that the Atlanta Falcons dropped the ball so bad here. I understand the pick, but I don't, because I think you're going backwards. I really don't understand. If you get a quarterback, I don't care if he's even hurt. All right, he's hurt. But you just paid the man $100+ million. All right. You just guaranteed the man $100+ million to be your quarterback. Last time I checked, these rookie quarterbacks ain't cheap either. So
it's a great point, JD. It's a great point.
So he's a top 8. He's a top 10 quarterback. So those quarterbacks get these even bigger premium guaranteed money as rookies. Yeah, they're not getting the Sam Bradford 50 guaranteed. You know what I'm saying? And then Cam Newton gets like 20 the next year.
They're not getting that Jamarcus Russell guarantee either, okay?
No, so I just think Atlanta really missed the ball here on getting a good defensive player who could help right away and help this team do something they haven't done. They've been at the very bottom of sacks the last couple of years because they can't rush the quarterback, and you can only rush the quarterback if you have talent.
All right. Okay. I hear you guys. I'm going to offer a different perspective.
Turn
your phone on airplane, my guy. Hey, first of all, I will offer this on the camp of it was an interesting pick. We said on this very pod, if you draft a lefty, everybody else has to be, your backup is a lefty, your whole offense has to shift, everything's ambidextrous, or everything switches. So there's that. But I think it wasn't a terrible pick because I don't think they're going to play him right away. I don't think he's NFL ready, although he has experience and he's won. I think they're going to do a little bit Green Bay Packers, not Aaron Rodgers, Brett Favre, but more like Jordan Love, Aaron Rodgers, and let him sit and learn from a vet who has, say what you want, like he's not in the top tier of quarterbacks, but people are talking about him as a reluctant top tier, solid second tier quarterback for 10 years. So if they want the guy to learn how to be a professional and eventually take over the team, I think it's not a terrible decision. And secondly, how often are you going to have a starting quarterback who is as solidified as Kirk Cousins and also have a top 10 pick? Have a winning team and you know what I'm saying? Like have the formula, but also a top 10 pick where it is a quarterback. So I think it was a little bit of an investment in the future. But I think it's hilarious they didn't tell. It's just
all that
right
aside,
on his brand, like Kirk Cousins, man. So it'll be interesting. I thought it was funny. It's fun to talk about.
Hold on, I want to expand on what JD brought up though too about hey, these quarterbacks ain't cheap. I mean, what percentage of their salary cap now is committed to quarterbacks? I mean, teams have hard enough time paying one quarterback and still filling out the rest of their roster with quality players. This is wild to me from that standpoint. That's wild.
Hey, y'all know how much money Kirk Cousins has made in his career?
I do, but hit us with it because it's wild.
It's like $290 million, right?
It's number 4 all time, and he's $230 million.
Yeah,
that's a lot of
king,
money,
bro. Kirk is the finesse king.
I like
hasn't won anything.
That, like $230 for Kirk Cousins. Woo! Ooh, that's a lot of bread. That's a lot of bread. Hey, he better.
So again, he's a pro. He knows what he's doing. You know, he knows how to fleece people. Hey, let's get into this Raiders situation because although I live in Seattle, I don't have the bias to a specific team that you guys do with the Raiders. The Raiders. All right, the floor is yours. Talk to each other about the draft so far.
Me and JD, we had a little text exchange, but it looks like for the first time in a long time, Raiders are just making the sensible picks. Best player available, take them. Okay. I don't care that we drafted a tight end last year. We got Brock Bowers. Y'all seen this man's tape? I mean, incredible. And when you talk about a versatile weapon, I don't care that he's a tight end. He's playing all over that field. Yeah, label him a tight end, but he's going to coexist with our current tight end, Michael Mayer, anyway. And Chris, you had to love that Jackson Powers Johnson draft pick, right? I mean, dude was an absolute mauler for the Oregon Ducks.
I liked it. And I also like the pick of Bo Nix going to Denver to fill the giant shoes of Russell Wilson. It'll be fun to watch. There's a lot of quarterback competitions across the league, and I think this just stirs the pot. And you know what? Iron sharpens iron, and if you're too weak mentally for a little quarterback competition, it ain't for you, dog.
It ain't for you. But JD, I mean, what's your on air, on record? What's those Raiders thoughts?
Man, I feel like we just got the best player in the draft at each position. Period. We got the All-American and the Mackey Award winner. We got the Center Award winner, unanimous All-American. So at their position on the college level, they were the best at what they were at. And we just got those two players on our team to up our team. I think it's very solid. Like you said, sensible. We're making the right pick, the best player available. We're not reaching for like a defensive tackle from Clemson. I'm not even going to say his name, which was terrible because he wasn't even a dog. You know what I'm saying? He was a puppy. And you know what I'm saying? Now that we got a big dog in Max and our new signing from Miami, I think we all are right. Now, we take a Troy Franklin, another Oregon guy. I'm like, hey, sign us up.
Yeah. And we got that. We're building that identity. And that's the one thing I really love that I'm seeing from Antonio Pierce and our new GM is like, okay, we can see the vision. Like the Raiders, they're not going to be throwing the ball 40 times a game. Okay. That's not their identity. They're going to try and line up, physically dominate you in the trenches and go over the top with play action passes and short yak yards, right? So and then on defense, they want to just be able to be physical at the line of scrimmage and again dominate that line. You got the DT from Miami, you got Max on the line. You got Malcolm Koonce, who emerged last year. They're a really intriguing team at this point because they look like they're getting an identity, and that's really important for a football team.
And who's the last team to beat the Super Bowl champs?
It was us.
Yeah.
Playing that same style. Playing that rugged, gritty,
we ready?
Beat you up style of football. That's how we beat them.
Hey, I hear a lot of hope. I hear a lot of passion. I hope I hope that it translates onto the field. But hey, optimism is all we can have, right?
Hope springs eternal, Chris. Okay.
Hope. Okay. Oh shit! Russell Westbrook threw a punch in the game.
Oh, we got live playoff check-ins right here.
He just threw a punch at homeboy's chest, number 25 on the Mavericks. Dude, everyone's been getting in Russell Westbrook's head lately. Like it is an open box to just jump in here, get in my head. Fans, players, anyway.
I mean, you love to see it. You're on record as a Russ hater, Chris. So
Oh, Russ is a terrible human being, and I love to see him crumble publicly. And Luka's all up in his head. Hey, good segue, good transition from hope and a promising future of the Raiders to a terrible experience as an NBA fan with all of these stars being injured. Adam Silver running a freaking boot camp, making guys play every single freaking game. Look what happens to Kawhi. Look what happens to Zion. Look what happens to Jimmy Butler. Come on, man. Let these dudes rest. Junior, holla at me as a big man.
Give me my damn load management back right now. I'm sorry. This is just not fun for an NBA fan. I mean, let alone for the teams and then the players themselves. But we didn't see this kind of injury rate, in the last couple of years when we were doing load management. It wasn't happening. And the stars, NBA, what is NBA? It's the sport of stars. If they don't have the stars playing, they don't have anything. That's what they need. They can't afford to have Giannis out. They can't afford to have Zion out. It's bad for the sport. It's bad for the brand.
Nope.
Stop putting these arbitrary measures on playing games. Like, I'm sorry. I'm ready to walk it back already, y'all. I hate it. Hate it. What's up, JD?
I think as consumers of the sport and who pay for, a game here and there, it just sucks that we're not getting the value that they want. And NFL, I don't care, man. The NFL don't play by theirs. You know what I'm saying? And that's why the stars play in the NFL. Right now, we're missing our stars in the NBA.
Well, there's a couple of stars that are about to be missing, not due to injury, and they wear the purple and gold. We all know that even LeBron knows that they can't beat the Nuggets. They're not. They're not going to. The Nuggets are not going to run through the rest of the West. They just had an easy stepping stone in the first round. My question for you guys is, do we blow it up in Tinseltown?
I'm going to say no, because there's nothing to gain on blowing it up. How do you blow it up? I just can't get rid of LeBron, and nobody else is going to want AD. So there's no point of blowing it up.
No one's going to want AD.
Everyone's going to want AD. What are you talking about? He
yeah.
played in 80 games.
Okay, what I'm saying
He's a
is
baby
that,
Wimby.
But as a Laker fan, what you're going to give me, we're not going to want. Okay, so I shouldn't say that. There's nothing out there.
You got to be ready to go through some hard times, JD. Okay?
Okay,
Look,
go ahead.
Take it from a Spurs fan. Yeah, the top is sweet, but but on the way down, it don't feel good, man. But I mean, we ended up with Wemby. Obviously, that ain't gonna happen for the Lakers. But you could have a couple down years and bounce back. I just don't see them escaping this mediocrity without making some drastic moves. And if making it to the first round is cool with you, JD, if that's cool with Laker fans, then let it ride. But what is the path to gaining another superstar on that team to help them compete? What's the path?
Well,
there?
the thing is, though, when have the Lakers not had a superstar, even if they suck?
Nick Van Axel days.
That was early Kobe days.
Yeah. So no. So from 92
They had Magic Johnson came back.
to 90.
No, he came back.
Eddie
Yeah,
Jones.
but
He said
I'm
Eddie
saying,
Jones.
but from 92, so from 92 to 95.
No,
3 years.
Magic came back in there.
Okay, but he might have came back, but he wasn't part of the team, and
But he's still-
that's not really a star.
But what I'm saying is, the attraction. You know what I'm saying? Like there is always,
Okay.
Yeah.
So 2 years in?
yeah. So that and what was that? 30 years ago? Holy shit, we're old.
Yeah.
So that's what I'm saying. They're either going to have to blow it up and get pieces back, or ride it another year. I mean, I just
That's why I said you're going to write it out. We have Reeves and D'Angelo Russell. Okay. So we do got young, and the good thing with Bob Pelinka this time is that these contracts are tradable. You know what I mean? So that is the one thing with Russell and Reeves is those contracts are tradable to go get somebody. Who that is, I don't know, but I'm not in favor of that. So I'm in favor of just holding back. I'm gonna be honest with you. Somebody's
what
gonna want to come
was
play
D'Lo
there.
doing last night, bro? Was he ordering wings?
I
Was he
haven't
checking Tinder? You don't know? You didn't see that?
Bro, he bamboozled everyone. He was like, okay, this trade deadline, I'm gonna pick it up. I'm gonna get it going. I'm gonna make everyone forget that I'm an inconsistent, middling player. And then, sure enough, playoff comes back to the old D'Lo.
He had a good game and a half, but last night I think he had 0 points. And in like the fourth quarter, when the whole team was at a timeout huddling up, he was in the very last seat looking at his phone. And that's the dude who lost last year. He's the one that let you guys down last year. So, I mean, yeah, he can have a great night every now and again, but like, that's your point guard, dog? I don't know. I think Austin Reeves has trade value. I don't know.
Reeves just can't guard anyone. I didn't think he was that bad on defense until I started watching him more closely in these playoffs. And like, I mean, he's one of those guys where they just point him out. Who's Reeves guarding? Attack. And he's just not good enough offensively to make up for his lack of defense. He's not, man. He's okay. He's not worth his contract at this point.
Mm-hmm. Hey, okay. JD, you had a good thought starter for us. Of the top 4 seeds in the East and the West, name a team you don't trust. And it doesn't have to be just one if there's more. I will say, I'll say a team that I don't trust that's a top seed. Minnesota. I still don't believe it. I think they can get got. Denver. I don't think Denver's going to run through everybody in the West like they did the Lakers. They're not going to have, they're going to have competition. There'll be some six game series. They may not make the finals. I don't know. That's my top half take.
Okay. I'm gonna go with the number 1 overall seed in the Thunder. I'm not seeing enough from them with against a shorthanded Pelicans team to say, okay, they've got the juice to make it through. If Dallas gets past the Clippers, I think they're going to give the Thunder all they can handle. And I think Luka is going to go on a personal mission to show why he should be the MVP against Shai when that happens. And so I'm just, OKC is still second youngest team in the NBA. And historically, young teams don't even really make the playoffs that much. They made it. I think as the playoffs move on, the youth is going to show with that squad. And I think it's going to show against a Dallas Mavericks team that is hungry to show the world that they underachieved this year and they're ready to take on the champs. I mean, the champs for the West.
Mm-hmm. I like that. JD.
This is why the Lakers really pissed me off when we won the game against the Pelicans, because I did not want to see Denver, and I wanted us to play OKC because we would just, it's like mouse in the house. You know what I'm saying?
You would grown man them, right?
And the mental battle too.
And that's the part. I know we would we would beat OKC, and that's the team I don't trust. But I'm just irritated that my Lakers won against the Pelicans, so we could play Denver. It doesn't make sense to me. We haven't been on here, so I can't talk about it. But I have to like bet because it was like, what are we doing? Like, no, we don't want Denver right now. We'll play them in a couple weeks. Let's play OKC. Like, let's do this. Like, none of this, mental, like, we want all the smoke shit. No, we
You don't want the smoke.
Hold on, JD. Since you said that, I got to call somebody. I was to the Bomani Jones's podcast, and they were talking about kind of people with that attitude. And he was like, man, people with that attitude to me sound like losers. JD, I'm not calling you a loser right now, but it's true. If you got to play him in the second or third round anyway, if you aren't going to beat him, then it doesn't matter. So what's it matter? Like, you might as well lose in the first round. Get LeBron some rest. If you aren't going to beat the Nuggets anyway, try it in the first round. And if you get by them, then okay, you've got an easier route maybe to the finals. But you might as well play him in the first round because you're going to have to go through him anyway. And that's just more mileage on that old ass team. So
no, just anything can happen. Somebody on our team could get hurt, and somebody on their team could get hurt. You don't know. It's the playoffs, okay? And I'm sorry. It sounds like a loser? No, it does not sound like a loser. It sounds like somebody who's smart because, listen, this is playoff basketball. I don't care if we – no. I'm confused. And let's keep it moving. I'm sorry,
man. Thoughts and prayers, my guy. Thoughts and prayers. Hey, let's look at the bottom half. All right, we got some bottom half teams. The West. I mean, anyone 2 through 8 could have been 2 through 8. So it's a little bit of a trap question, but I think the Mavericks are the easy answer there. For the West. Suns, maybe. We'll see what happens tonight. If they pull out a win tonight, then maybe we got something there. And then the East, I think the Sixers with Embiid back, dropping that 50 burger, almost got kicked out the game. But
should have got kicked out the game. Let's be real.
Playoffs.
Should have got kicked out.
Playoff basketball, though. But the thing is, like, are you going to let him play playoff basketball or not? Because Dame, in the game they just lost at Indiana, game 3, he took a charge on Pascal Siakam, and after a missed shot, like put back, and it was a broken play, and it should have been a non-call, maybe a charge, but let him play, and that ended up influencing the game.
I mean, are you saying though the basketball you've watched, you have not seen him let him play? Because every game I watch, I'm pretty amazed at the physicality happening out there, Chris.
That's what I'm saying. I want to see it.
Okay.
A little more thorough in a biased way, so that game. I was at 24 Hour Fitness, and there's a bunch of people huddled around the TV, and like, one of those things where like, come on, man, I just want to be happy after this, not mad. But hey, JD, what's your take on the bottom half of the teams?
I mean, Miami, gosh, they just
playoff Spo. It's not playoff Jimmy. It's playoff Spo.
I'm just like 22 threes, a franchise record. Like, gosh, but man,
without 2 of their best
it's
shooters.
A make or miss league. Yeah, but it's a make or miss league, and Miami made, and they're the team I trust because they've been there before. That's, you know what I mean? Like, experience matters, and this series is going to be really tough. Regardless, because these teams have played each other so much. So whoever wins this series is going back to the final.
Yeah, well, and JD, I wonder if, kind of like your take with like LA and like they were looking at who they were going to play. I wonder if Boston was looking down at those playing games and being like, damn, I sure as hell hope Miami don't land in this ace.
Probably.
Right? Like
right?
They were.
Because, I mean, there might be some mental thing going on there with Boston and Miami where, like, for whatever reason, they just, they don't come to play as much as they should. I mean, they had that great regular season, but that game 2 was shocking. I will say shocking. I mean, I expected the Celtics to just, say, look, they're down Jimmy. Let's just put the foot on the gas and let's roll through this series. But nah.
But what though? I have seen so many. I could pull up, receipts and look at Basketball Reference, but I just have a visual in my mind of the Celtics losing at home in playoff games when they should be winning. Maybe not consistently over time, but just it happens frequently. Almost like, do you guys remember any time Oregon State, the Beavers, would play a Thursday night college football game? They would beat anybody, like top 5 USC.
Bro,
like
they had a run there for a while. They did though.
So I don't know. It wasn't shocking to me. It was cool. But when you got the Caleb Martin, the Eric Spo inspiring Caleb Martin to be Jimmy Butler, anything's possible.
And my guy Jaime Jaquez, UCLA. Hey. All right, he's doing work, man, for a rookie. He's cold.
He is nice. Hey, speaking of cold, more like ice cold. I think there's a little Isaiah Thomas freezing out people of the Olympic roster, because why the hell is Jrue Holiday and Tyrese ugly ass jumper Halliburton making the team over Dame?
It's a good question. Do you think any of it has to do with the fact that like Dame just really underperformed though at the last one?
Possibly.
I know he was injured. He had surgery afterward. He didn't prove that he should have been there.
Did Booker prove it?
He played really bad.
Did
he played really bad in the Olympics though, bro? Like it was,
but it doesn't
he played
matter.
bad. Like,
it's a status thing.
Yes, it does.
It's a stat. Did Kawhi play well?
I don't think maybe. Hold up, but maybe he didn't want to. Maybe they asked people.
Oh, they do ask people.
Dame said no.
No, if he would have said no, it would have come out. We would have heard the story that he declined.
It's true. Here's
his
what
agent would have put that out.
It's like why the Suns aren't working. Like when you go play at the pickup game, right?
You need the defensive player. You need Jrue Holiday.
You're not looking to find the 3 best scorers or whatever, because like that'll get you run out the gym. Everybody trying to take shots, right? You want the team. I know. And like Halliburton, he's a better playmaker for that squad. Yeah, if we're being honest, man.
He's tall. He's lanky.
Yeah, he can play at up tempo speed.
But European basketball, big taller guards.
Yeah, I get it, guys.
Being able to switch.
I was just being biased and emotional.
And can shoot just as good. And can shoot just as good.
What did you just say?
No.
He can shoot just as good.
Here. All right, see you guys. That was our podcast.
No,
dog, get the fuck out of
he
here.
cannot shoot just as good. Come on, JD.
He can shoot.
Come on. I don't care what his percentage was. He's not as good a shooter as Dame.
A dude that shoots like Kevin Martin with trying to hold in a fart. Like, come on, dude.
Can we have a side convo for ugly ass NBA jumpers? Like, how do you get that level with just that ugly ass
and be
jumper,
that
man?
Athletic too. He needs to be standing absolutely still to shoot it. How are you that athletic your entire life and don't know how to shoot a normal jumper on the move?
I'm just saying, how do you make it through AAU, through youth ball?
Be more athletic. College. Be more athletic.
And like no one's like, hey dog, let's tighten that up. You know what I'm saying? Like let's tighten that up real quick.
It works. It works.
I mean,
I know.
It works. I
mean, yeah.
Hey, JD, you had a start bench cut for us for NBA.
Yeah. I like to do my start bench cuts, and since we're on our playoff runs, teams that make it and win the chip. So the 95 Rockets, the 04 Detroit Pistons, and the 2011 Dallas Mavericks. Who had the best playoff run? Who just start bench cut on that?
I can't say that I would start the Mavericks purely out of bias. If you know one thing about me, it's going to come from a place of loyalty. And that Mavericks team beat the Blazers the year that B-Roy came back. Willis reeded his way out to play an incredible game, just to kind of maybe just to get that contract with Minnesota. I don't know, but like that game. This is what's funny. Y'all know Chris Haynes on TNT now, right? That game in 2011. I was in PR still, and as a PR person, you sit in the press box, kind of make sure media is good, make sure they got everything they need. I had to sit in the auxiliary, the overflow media section. which is in 208, like in the end zone for like the bloggers and stuff. Chris Haynes was a freelancer at the time and wrote a piece here and again for Slam Magazine, and he kind of made his name, I think, during the lockout. He got one of his classmates or coworkers or somebody to speak on the record about the lockout when it was like the biggest ban ever. But I remember that dude when he was, just starting out in 2011. Sidebar there, I can't pick that team. The Rockets, for nostalgia, I like them because that Houston-Orlando finals, seeing Shaq and Penny wearing their blues, that was memorable. I would start that team. I would bench the Mavericks, and I'd cut the other team. I don't even know who the other team is.
Oh man. Well, I also, as a Spurs fan, I can't go with the Dallas run, and I will say that's more to do with the Heat just absolutely laying an egg in the NBA Finals than what Dallas really did.
Did they lay an egg,
whatever,
or
they
did
won it.
Dirk showed up? I don't know.
Okay, who laid a bigger egg? Shaq? Ron in those finals.
Wait, what? Which finals?
The 95.
No, with LeBron.
Well,
which
no.
which LeBron? The 11?
Yeah, but I'm saying who
Yeah,
had
LeBron
a
was
worse
terrible. In that. Yeah, LeBron was
Shaq
terrible.
was like
in
in
that.
his second or third year. The team
and-
they're talking about was 94, I think. 95 was their second of the back-to-back against the Knicks.
No. Their second 195 is Shaq and Penny.
Oh, okay. So the first one was against the Knicks.
You brought that
It was.
up. I'm
It
just
was.
saying
It
that
was.
Shaq and them got swept.
Well,
And
here's
But they were
here's what I
young.
would
That
say
was
to
like
that, JD.
OKC making
Yeah.
the finals when Harden was still there.
Yeah, JD, what I would say to that is Hakeem was just so good at that time.
so was Dirk. And that's my point.
No, bro.
I don't know what your point is. What are you trying to say?
You're putting Hakeem and Dirk on the same level. Get the
Hakeem
fuck
was
out
the
of
best player on the
Get out of here,
planet
bro.
for 2 years.
Get
I didn't
out
say
of here
level.
with that.
Okay.
You just tried to compare the two.
Yeah,
You
I
just
did.
said it, bro.
I said, but it's a run. I'm saying it's about leading your team, not all time. It's talking about this playoff run. So that's why I start Dallas.
Ooh.
Right? I start Dallas. Detroit, y'all was some suckers. Y'all beat my Lakers today on, you know what I'm saying? We cut them and we put the Rockets on the bench.
I remember,
Yeah.
Detroit was the other one. It was kind of a destiny year for them. I don't think it was much of a surprise.
Yeah, I hate the way that they played just because it wasn't like exciting basketball. But she got his ship, so happy for him for that. But the Houston team, I remember me and my dad watched that whole series together. He was such a big Hakeem fan, man. So that just brings me back good memories. So I got to roll with Houston, and then I'm gonna bench Detroit, and I got to cut Dallas because I just can't do anything Dallas.
I like it. I like it. Hey, speaking of cut, last topic on the NBA. Michael Porter Jr., Michael Porter's little brother, Jante Porter, he got cut for life from playing in the NBA. He got canceled by Adam Silver. It's not new news, but it's tough, right? Like every single NBA game right now, during a commercial break, they have an ad for gambling, but these dudes can't gamble. It feels a little oxymoron-ish, kind of like colleges selling jerseys with numbers but not names and not paying the kids for so long. That's just me, like my kind of macro view on it. Gitano, what's your take on this situation?
It's one of the saddest ones because the young man was betting on his team to lose. Jante Porter, I saw them play when he was for Nathan Hale, when they were up in Seattle and they came down to the Les Schwab and seeing him play with his brother. And he gambled and made $21,000. And over his NBA career, he's made $2.8 million.
He's made that much?
The math just ain't mathing for me, man. On how you really was betting peanuts.
It's not the money.
You know
I
what
don't
I'm
think it's the
saying?
money. I think it's the risk. I think it's the thrill, the adrenaline. the thinking you're getting away with something more than the money. That's just my take. I haven't read into it too much.
Also, let's not forget, I mean, gambling is a serious addiction, right? Like, I mean, people addicted to gambling like drugs, man. Like, and to the point, it's not necessarily the gambling, it's the things that come with it that you just mentioned, Chris, right? It's the rush, the excitement, the, you know, the competition. It's just wild that, you know, how could you risk it all, right? For $20,000, JD. You know what I'm saying? Like that is the wild part about it. Like addiction or not, like looking at that from that standpoint, it's like, dang, man. Like, you know, from it, I guess you could say like he knew he was never going to be a superstar in the NBA, but like, you know, you can find a role on a team and you know make good money for a while, man. Like, I mean,
I just don't get. I want to know. I'm waiting for the 30 for 30. You know what I'm saying? I want to see when he started. Did he start gambling in high school? You know, do we have story? Is there a story out yet? Has he been addicted for a while? You know, like I'm curious on that. And
yeah, shout out to our sponsor FanDuel though. Okay, I'm joking.
He's now the 15th player that the NBA has on the ban list. That's sad. Like, why would you ever want to be on a list that they banned you something?
I don't think I don't think he wanted to be on the list, dog. I think he just didn't realize. I think it had become such a habit that he didn't realize the.
You want to when you doing what he did, betting on your team to lose in parlays, and then telling your partner, you know what I'm saying, on a secondary phone. You know what I mean? Like, nah, bro. Like you was really.
He thought he wasn't gonna get caught. I think, you know, like he.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess, Chris, but it's wild. Like that is some serious confidence, and I guess to be a pro athlete, you got to have some level of like, you know, confidence that's just not rational. But how you think you're not gonna get caught? Like that,
I don't get that.
That's wild to me.
I just don't see how you could ever imagine that. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, that's it. He is going to be the case study, the model that they use from you know moving forward.
Yeah, you never want to be associated with the Birdman, okay? Because that means you got kicked out the league. All right. At least his was like drugs, right? Like a performance enhancing. Like, okay, man, like that's, you know, I can see that more than anything.
He was trying to performance enhance his bag, bro.
Yeah, he was.
Hey, let's close it up here, man. A new segment. We all consume content like fiends. It is another food category for us. Content. We consume it. I want to know, since we spoke last, something that, you know, people may have missed, something good, whether it was a documentary, a show, a game, a movie, something you visually can see, and then if you have something auditory as well, music, a podcast, you know, a reco you want to throw out there. JD, what you got?
I want to know how y'all feel about this TikTok ban that's coming in a couple of years.
Hey, can't wait.
I think it's hilarious.
Scott, can't wait.
I think it's kind of hilarious because it's like the USA is trying to protect the bag because now everybody's buying everything. You know what I'm saying, off of TikTok. Can't mess up Amazon. You know what I'm saying? These are the American companies. We can't allow TikTok to get bigger than Facebook and Instagram. You know what I'm saying? These is American. You know what I'm saying? We can't allow some other brand to mess up what the USA is king at.
I don't think that's what it's.
That's my take.
I like that.
That's just my little soft take.
Hey, I like that, and I hear you. But I think it's a legitimate. Maybe it's not a national threat, but it's legitimate that it's a Chinese-owned company. And if you go in, I'll send you guys some screenshots in the text. If you go into some of the settings, like the deep settings on some of these apps, like anything like TripAdvisor or like the fucking robot vacuums, you agree to let them have access to like your contacts and your photos and all this shit. So I think TikTok's definitely one of those where you agree to let them have access to all your shit. Temu, that cheap thing you can order shit from, same way but way worse. And what they said on that is if you want to use it, just use a website, not your phone, because once you agree on your phone, they have everything.
Yeah. Well, I it's funny. I asked my 11-year-old daughter about it. I was like, what are you gonna do if they ban TikTok? Like, what's gonna happen? And she was like, I'll just switch over to YouTube Shorts. It's
right.
like, okay, well, you know,
Right? You
I
know?
was like, hey, she's not tripping, bro.
Content is out there, you know? Hey, one thing that I saw that most people have seen, but it came up just because the dude died. The OJ 30 for 30, it threw it on Netflix and put it right in your face when you turn on Netflix. So yeah, I'll click in, turn it on while I'm playing some 2K. And everybody knows the story of OJ, but like really getting in and it's like a 6-part series. Like, dude was cold, but also dude was almost about to fail out of the league for his first 3 years till they got a new coach. I thought he set that record like his first year or second year, something like that, but he was about to fail out.
Yeah.
But the ultimate narcissist, it is tough. It's a tough watch to see another man that is good at sports kind of just abuse his fame. But the OJ doc, yeah, Junior,
Yeah.
what about you?
All right, so look, I'm gonna say I watched those Rebel Moon movies on Netflix, okay, and like I partly watched them because of how bad they were getting drug on social media and like Rotten Tomatoes scores, like it had like a 13% score, and like I was like, you know what? When something gets that much attention for being bad, it's kind of like, okay, I want to see this,
Yeah.
right? And yeah, and like I gotta say, I think people are haters on that. Like, I'm not calling it a good movie. I'm not even calling it like it's not winning awards. Like, but it was like, what are you looking for from a sci-fi action movie other than just like a little bit of entertainment, some good fight scenes, blah blah, So I feel like people are looking for way too much out of these like Star Wars type movies. Like, they're not Academy Award winners, y'all. Calm down. Like, let just have some fun. Watch a movie. So I'm gonna go on record and say, look, go watch it if you just like sci-fi movies, okay? Because it's fine. All right, it's fine.
Hey, I appreciate that. Anything in the auditory department from you, June? Any pods? Any audio books? Any music?
Man, the only pod I'm listening to is the JD and Chris show, okay, featuring Junior, bro. So like, nah, man, I'm not out here giving pod recommendations, all right? But shout out to our loyal listeners. Keep listening, y'all. Okay, shout out, Christy, get it in.
Nobody in my family listen to this, so it's hi to Gitanos people.
Yeah, all my family, all my relatives stay
what's
tapped
up,
in.
Demas?
You know what I'm saying?
What's up, my
Renee,
people?
Johnny, Sir,
hey,
Julio,
at him.
You know what I'm saying? The whole gang.
Hey, let me in the fantasy football league.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah, man, we 20 years deep. OPC.
Hey.
You know what I'm saying? That's what's up. I got the trophy. We at the champ's house right now, live and direct.
Let them know. JD, anything for the
I got a show real quick.
Oh, you got a show? What do we got?
I got a show. If y'all watch Fallout yet, that's a sci-fi old school video game joint.
I think I added it to my list. It sounds familiar.
On vacation, one day I told Karen, I said, we're going to chill in the room.
Yeah.
Hey, the room, we had a nice big 70-inch TV on the wall, big bed, and we just watched the whole series one morning. You know what I'm saying? Just chilling, and it's a good watch. It's definitely the video game oriented. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of trippy, in a way. So I
got it on the list, JD. I'm gonna watch it, but I want to also highlight. When you're on vacation, you gotta have, especially a long vacation, you gotta have a lounge day. If you don't build in gotta have a lounge day. Otherwise, it gets to be a vacation where it's like, man, this feels like it's too much.
I'm here to not use my brain and look at my watch. Yeah. Like, I want to chill. Ain't nobody telling me what to do.
And that's why we watch the show all day. Just chilled in the room.
I support that.
Hey,
JD.
That's what's up, man.
Yeah.
Hey, my guys, good quick pod, or wasn't that quick actually? 46 minutes. Hey, good talking to you guys. Let's chat again next week. We'll pencil something in, and we'll be back on the airwaves.
All right, let's get it in. Yep.
Hey, JD, I got to run go get my daughter. Good shit, though. I feel like that was a good flow.
Everybody, hell yeah, that was.
Bet.
But have a good one, and
hit me up if you want to talk about the equipment and shit. Just shoot me a text.
Yeah. Okay. I'll shoot you one because I'm trying to figure out.
If you see something you're looking at, send me a link to it so I can kind of look in at it.
Yeah, because I'm thinking if I get a setup where I plug it into the iPad, because I want the new iPad. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
yeah.
And I just plug everything to the iPad, and I got a docking station that the iPad I can plug in because I rather have is using a plug-in mic or I don't know.